Hi guys, so after I typed Spice Girls, I was asked to do more girls groups like this, and I found it so interesting, so let's go little mix today. We're gonna determine which Kibbe type they have. Kibbe type is different from regular body types like hourglass and pear shape and things like that, so if you're new to my channel, I recommend you to watch my Kibbe series. I'm gonna leave the link down below. To be honest, I never heard what they sang. When I was preparing this video, when I checked some of their live performance, these girls really can sing. And it's so great. And remember, many years ago I was doing makeup transformations. Once I was requested to do Perrie Edwards because somebody said sometimes from some angles my face looks a bit like hers, and I did, so this is how that looks. I had to check tons of their pictures to determine their body type. Little disclaimer, only Kibbe knows 100%. I'm only gonna use the information that I got from him, that I was learning for the last several years. It's very interesting for me what you think about this. As I did with my Spice Girls video, I'm gonna put polls on my community center where you could vote. Now, a little bit about their pictures. Modern style, especially style of modern pop artists, it looks like these people don't need to know their Kibbe type because there's a lot of mishmash. There's a mixture of huge amount of different details and styles in one look. But this mishmash is not like in 2000s. I think in 2000s it was also mishmash, but it was slightly dirty and noisy to the eyes. I would say a bit punkish even. And today's mishmash is very glamorous and very polished. I think because we have this industry of facial procedures, how to make your skin glowing and all that glamorous makeup with a lot of these different strange shapes on the bottom. So I'm sure it doesn't matter for them which Kibbe type they are. We're doing this just to play the game. As Kibbe said, to guess the celebrity's type is like a parlor game. It's still pictures, makeup, hair, different angles of the pictures, different styles that they already have, really not letting us to see them as they are, makeup free, standing straight to the camera, seeing all of the outlines of their bodies, but still approximately we can tell. Why don't we just start with Perrie Edwards? Her height is 5'4". She's 1 centimeter, and this height is not enough to tell that she has long vertical line. When I look at her, I can tell you what I see. I see soft, curvy body, slightly meaty, at the same time delicate, especially here at the top part, a bit wide bones, a bit voluptuous, a bit glamorous, and a bit youthful. So we definitely can say no to the tallest types that have that vertical line. So she's not dramatic, she's not soft dramatic, not flamboyant natural, not dramatic classic. Also, I think she's too plump and curvy for flamboyant gamine or just pure gamine. Now, I think she's not symmetrical enough for classics, so she's too plump for that, and she's not balanced in her proportions, so she's not classic, not soft classic. So of course we are left with 4 softest types. Normally these types are smallest and softest. So it's soft natural, romantic, theatrical romantic, and soft gamine. I don't think she's soft natural because she doesn't have squarish bones. She's not blunt in bones. And you can also see her neck part and her shoulders part. Her shoulders are quite narrow. Her shoulders are tapered, very soft shoulders. She has narrow rib cage and she has curve here in her chest area. Basically she has double curve. So she is not soft natural for me. She's not theatrical romantic as well, I think, because she's not as thin and as sharp in her bones. However, some people might see some theatrical romantic in her. I think she's a little bit too wide in bones for theatrical romantic. I think she's a little bit too meaty and plump for this type. I probably will mark that off for now. Now, of course, I'm aware about that they can have some cosmetic procedures. Some people say that she did some work with her cheeks, with her lips or something, lifted her brows up. Some people say she didn't. Many years ago, of course, she was younger and she looked more youthful. I'm only perceiving what we have now. What we're left with, soft gamine romantic. I would say if it was many years ago, if I looked at her like that, probably I would tell she's reminding me of soft gamine a little bit because of her childish facial features. But to me, she is romantic for now. I think she is romantic. She's not angular enough in this area. Normally gamines, including soft gamines, they are slightly more angular in shoulder part. And she is not. She absolutely consists of curves, of soft lines. What do you guys think? I'm leaving the poll in my community center, so please go and vote. Next one, Jesy Nelson. She's also not tall. Her height is 5'3", 1 meter 60 centimeters, as I found in Google again. So what I see when I look at her, she is very soft and a bit wide in bones, a bit meaty, a bit strong, maybe slightly muscular, but it's not very pronounced because of that flesh that she has. She's definitely curvy. Her face is heart-shaped. She has wide cheeks, huge eyes. So she definitely has a lot of softness about her. Again, I'm marking off all the tallest types. Flamboyant natural, dramatic, soft dramatic. I'm also not including dramatic classic and natural because normally they are more balanced, not as petite. So I would say no to classic, soft classic, because in my opinion she's not as balanced. She's a little bit on a wider side, too soft for that, I would say. And also her vibe is absolutely different from classics. I also don't think she's gamine or flamboyant gamine. She's too soft and curvy for that, and she's a bit wider. Now again, we are left with 4 softest and smallest types, which is romantic, theatrical romantic, soft gamine, and soft natural. I don't think she's theatrical romantic just because her bones are on a wider side and she is wide just in general, especially on top. And theatrical romantics are narrower, much more delicate in their bone structure and in their facial bones. Also, she's not soft gamine. In my opinion, she's not as trim as soft gamines. She's a little bit too wide on the upper part from my viewpoint. However, her face is quite cute. She's a little bit more wide in bone structure, I would say, than soft gamine. Now we're left with romantic and soft natural. So let's just compare her with Perrie Edwards. I just want you to see that top part, that chest area. Perrie Edwards' shoulders are tapered. They're sloped, they go down, and that line is very soft, and she has quite narrow rib cage here. However, she has this curve. Starting from here, you can almost see how that curve starts here and goes to her waist. Now, Jesy is much wider in this part, and she has more square shoulders. Her shoulders are not tapered and not sloped. She's wider here in her bone structure in general. So in my viewpoint, she is soft natural. What do you guys think? Again, I'm leaving the poll in my community, so go and vote. Next one, Leigh-Anne Pinnock. She's even smaller than them. Her height is 5'2", 1 meter 57 centimeters. This is what Google showed me. I don't know for sure. I can see delicate bones. I can see a little bit sharp bones. She's a bit straightish and slightly angular. So definitely we're marking off tallest types. Dramatic, soft dramatic, flamboyant, natural, natural, and dramatic classic. Also, I would mark off classic because she's not balanced. She's a little bit smallish looking. I would also mark off gamine. She's not soft natural because she doesn't have blunt bones. She doesn't have wide bones, especially here on top. She has delicate rib cage and that décolletage area. So what we're left with is soft classic, romantic, theatrical romantic, soft gamine, and flamboyant gamine. I don't think she's soft classic. Again, she's not balanced enough for soft classic. She's still on a smaller side and she doesn't look as symmetrical as soft classics. I don't think she's romantic. Leigh-Anne's bones are thinner. She's just sharper. And she's more straight and more angular. So we're left with theatrical romantic, soft gamine, and flamboyant gamine. I don't think she's soft gamine. She doesn't give me the vibe. She's a little bit more straight than soft gamine, I would say. She's not soft enough. So that is an interesting situation because when I was looking at her pictures, I was thinking that she was theatrical romantic. Then when I was watching the videos, especially earlier videos when she was much younger than that, I was thinking that she looked like flamboyant gamine. She was slightly broadly angular, still narrow and quite straight, especially at the top part of her body. So I was stuck in between these two because definitely for the pictures she tries to be a little bit more curvy and we can see that glam and narrow curve in her. But then every time I check her interviews and I check her on stage, I see flamboyant gamine. I see more angular top part. Because when she's moving, when she's talking, her face, her facial expression, everything gives me flamboyant gamine. And these are actually quite different types. They can be same height, but flamboyant gamines are normally less soft and more straight and more angular. And theatrical romantics are softer and more curvy. So let me know what you think, guys. I think she's more flamboyant gamine. Let me know here in the comments, or you can go and vote in my poll. Next one is Jade Thirlwall. And again, she's also small. She's 5'3", 1 meter 60 centimeters. What I see when I look at her, so she's soft, a bit curvy. I would say double curve. She has soft face, a bit doll-like features, and a little bit angular in shoulders. So I definitely want to mark off taller types. It's dramatic, flamboyant natural, soft dramatic, natural and dramatic classic. I would say no to gamine and flamboyant gamine. I think she's too curvy for them. However, she has some vibe, but we're gonna go to that later. So no to soft classic and classic because I think she's not balanced enough. She looks quite smallish and petite, and also she has absolutely different vibe in my viewpoint. So we are left with 4 smallest types. Again, romantic, soft natural, theatrical romantic, and soft gamine. So I don't think she's soft natural because of that situation here on top with her shoulders. So I think her shoulders are slightly angular, but it's narrow. She has narrower rib cage. She doesn't have that wide bones in her frame. So I don't think she's soft natural. Now we're left with theatrical romantic, romantic, and soft gamine. She definitely looks quite small and cute. I think she can wear all these lines successfully. However, there's certain things in her facial features, her facial expression, her vibe overall, which tells me that she is not romantic. And she's not theatrical romantic. I think she's not romantic because she's not as voluptuous and as soft and as wide in bones like romantics can be. Also, she's not theatrical romantic, I think probably because of the vibe, I would say. And she's a little bit more angular than theatrical romantics. So I think that she's soft gamine. So she's smallish, cute looking, quite angular, but she has this double curve. Yeah, to me for now, she is closer to soft gamine. What do you guys think? Again, vote in the poll or leave me a comment. I'll be very curious to read this. Also in my community center, I asked you, who's your favorite fashion blogger? So we would type them in my video and then maybe follow them for style inspiration if they are dressed in their own lines. And why fashion bloggers? Just because I assume that I will be able to see their body, as realistic body structure and body outline as possible. Only then we can tell which type she is. But I definitely want to go quite thoroughly into that. We're going to look very close, and probably it's going to be even several videos, not just one. So you can leave the comments here or in my community section under this post. Also, it will be very helpful for me if you know their height. Just write her name and then her height. Thank you so much for watching. Please take everything that I say in this video with a pinch of salt, because squeeze so many women into just 13 categories, it's basically impossible. We just see what she's closer to, but each one of them is very individual, is very unique, and all these girls are very beautiful, and I'm very glad that they sing that well. Thank you so much. I hope that was fun. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.